So all good times here. Andrew Wolbers and Dylan Kirkpatrick. Andrew's on the play in game 1. We've had some mulliganing going around. Andrew starting on 5 and Dylan on 6 here for our first game of the finals. Andrew, turn 1, Land Utopia Sprawl passes. 3 cards left in the hand. Scalding Tarn for Kirkpatrick.
Ooh, that is Stone Rain proof.
It's also like Blood Moon proof. They only need 1 island.
Correct. We'll see what Wolbers has here. Might get online with a Tireless Tracker.
Tapped Stomping Ground, go.
Might do nothing.
And Dylan's like, all right, I'm going to get my basic island. Check. Yeah, those early 3-mana spells, the Blood Moons, the Stone Rains, the Molten Rains, they don't really do anything here. Tireless Tracker, I guess, does something if you want to be generous. It doesn't race Storm very well.
No, nowhere near fast enough.
Opt end step for Kirkpatrick off that basic island. And he will draw Brawl in hand. Remember, we can just kind of go straight for that. There are 2 lightning bolts in the main for Wolbers, and that's it.
Yeah, and because it's a Stone Raid deck, it doesn't really even make sense to try to fade. Unless your hand just does not have the combo set up yet, you might leave up like Remand.
Yeah, it looks like he's not casting the Baral, but if he has Remand DX, because of how Baral works, you only need to have 1 mana up. You can do it turn 3. That seems great.
And also just having Remand up for this turn is pretty reasonable.
Yeah, lots of the Stone Rains, Andrew's deck's payoffs are just big things.
Yeah, and if it's like Tireless Tracker or Chandra, you just don't even Remand it.
Molten Rain on Spirebluff Canal, he'll remand that.
Stone Rain, actually. The Kamigawa printing,
okay.
I believe.
Okay.
I think Wolbers has a weird split on arts.
Nice. I like that. That's not even a joke. I'm in. I think Kirkpatrick remanded into Remand, which in this matchup is just pretty much the nuts.
With Baral? That's all right.
Like, that seems good.
Let's start looking at the sideboards.
Here is a slate of hand for Dylan. And he's actually not going to expose, it looks like, the Baral until his combo turn. Feeling pretty confident. Grabs a Desperate Ritual off the cantrip.
And if he's light on rituals, you want to be able to cast these cantrips before your combo turn anyway.
Yeah.
You also like to set up so that you can cast the Brawl, and even if there is a lightning bolt, you can just cast your rituals in response. Maybe still salvage a storm turn.
And we're going to get another Stomping Ground here. Three cards, going to drop to 4. So his payoffs, Inferno Titan, Bloodbraid Elf, Courser of Crewfix, Tireless Tracker. Most of those aren't in his hand based on how this game's played out, but he can draw into them and get them remanded.
Just some land destruction's what we've seen so far.
Yeah.
But
still has, we know he has the Stone Rain.
Wolbers is off of 2 spelling.
I can't just recast the Stone Rain. Insist on it. He'll go for it again. No, Stone Rain, your Spirebluff Canal. Dylan says remand. Wolbers picks it up. Plays land 5, says go.
2 mana is not enough to commit any game actions. If you had another Sprawl or an Arbor Elf, you could do that.
Still 6 cards. Land 4 for Dylan, says go.
Okay, maybe a little light on how to combo here, but an end step Gifts Ungiven could clean that up.
You know, even if he has a possible combo, it's just, there's not any pressure. What's the worst thing Wolbers will do?
Hey, you just don't have to.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you see with the great Storm piles is their patience. And Ponza's not going to haymaker you out of nowhere. You know, okay, he makes an Inferno Titan, you'll say take 3, and then you'll go for it, and that's fine.
Could have 2 Stone Rains on this turn.
Yeah, there is no, outside of the 2 lightning bolts, there is no interaction in the main for Wolbers. I guess if you want to count Blood Moon, I wouldn't count it on this board anymore, not with 2 basic islands. Stone Rain, again, on Spirebluff Canal. The 3rd time.
Floating mana, there will be Gifts Ungiven happening here, I assume.
Seems possible.
Yeah, especially with Dylan.
Andrew says go.
With Dylan looking at fetching in response,
yeah,
it definitely signals that the Gifts is available.
Yeah, he's going to wait till a phase change to cast it just in case Andrew shows something else. See, he floated a red there, and yeah, it is Gifts Ungiven. I don't think Andrew can respond. He's holding him on it, but I don't know what he would respond with. And if you're in Dylan's spot, I think your basic 3 mana Past and 3 rituals Past in Flames seems decent here.
Depends what he's missing.
Yeah. Looks like he's going for blue cards.
Yeah, you're probably going to get Past in the Flames in the mix.
Past in Flames, Noxious Revival, Baral, Goblin Electromancer. So if that's, okay, we speculated he might have a Baral in hand. My guess is that it's not there if he's getting this pile.
Yeah, with this package, it'd be surprising. Yeah. With these cards, this is something we saw earlier, you usually just want to give them both mana creatures.
Right.
Only one of them is really going to play on the combo turn, so having 2 copies isn't going to do them any good. If you give them 1 mana creature and Noxious Survival, they just get some other card back.
This hand certainly suggests that Kirkpatrick has multiple rituals in hand.
Yes. And Kirkpatrick's really just going to get what he wants here. He's going to get 1 mana creature for sure because of the Noxious Revival. So you have to ask yourself, do I think that Kirkpatrick's able to go off with red mana? Does he have rituals? Is he going to combo me this turn?
Gives him both mana creatures. Well, as you expected there. So we're still in Andrews' main phase because Dylan did that at the end of the phase change.
Yep.
He says, you got to cut it. You cast gifts. Here is Arbor Elf, I think, and plays a land. 1 card left in Andrew's hand. Now we might see a combo turn from Dylan. Casts Baral. Desperate Ritual. All right, 2 storms at 2. Let's get the counters out.
And if there was a lightning bolt, you would have seen it there.
Yep. Andrew's got nothing. And Dylan should be able to pull it in from here. Another Desperate Ritual from Dylan. Brings him up to 5 red. Do we have Manamorphose? Yeah, we do. 4 red, 2 blue, 4 spells for the turn. Andrew's seen enough, and you might think it's an early scoop, but there's the Past in Flames that he knows about in the graveyard, and with that mana, it is locked up. So game 1 will go to Dylan Kirkpatrick. Andrew on the mull to 5, not really able to present a threat or disruption, and he does get stormed out.
Yep. Tried to Stone Rain, got remanded. That's really all there was to that.
All right, well, we'll see what Andrew can do in the post-sideboard games. He has dropped game 1. He'll get to be able to play game 2. That one is going to be the first step for him coming back. We'll have that when we come back with game 2. So game 2, Andrew Wolbers back on the play. He's going to look for other ways he can possibly interact here. He was so light in game 1. Looking at the sideboard, Ryan, the first card I want is Trinosphere. It seems great against Storm. He's probably here for this matchup, but what else can he bring in?
Yeah, so in the sideboard, there's 3 Anger of the Gods, a couple Ancient Grudge, a couple Kitchen Finks, a couple Scavenging Ooze, another Chandra Torch of Defiance, an Obstinate Baloth, a Shatterstorm, and a Thrun the Last Troll. The other card that you might look at, the Anger of the Gods cover Empty the Warrens. Because Wolbers is casting Stone Rain, that makes you think, maybe you reach for Empty the Warrens in this matchup because it's harder to assemble the Grape Shot kill. So the Anger can be fine. The Scavenging Ooze is also reasonable because it's something that controls the graveyard.
Controls the graveyard. It is a threat. It's still not great, I wouldn't think, but it will slow him down. I guess if you can get Ooze plus Trinosphere, it's just going to be hard for...
Yeah, well, sometimes we talk about, does this player have enough cards to bring out in this matchup? Ponza always does. There are always enough cards to cut from this deck.
Like Courser of Krufix, Pia and Kiran, Nissa Voice of Zendikar, Molten Rain. I don't know, you could bring them all out. That's kind of the problem, though. You have to have some ways to win it.
I would not mind cutting any of these cards from my deck.
Yeah, so on Dylan's side, he's got 3 Lightning Bolt, 2 Empty the Warrens, 2 Blood Moon, 2 Pyromancer Ascension, a Wipe Away, a Search for Azcanta, a Dismember, a Bifrost, and Echoing Truth, and only 1 Pieces of the Puzzle, which is lighter than what we normally see. Now, this is a great matchup for him on the surface, so I don't expect him to board too much. However, he does have Andrew's deck list.
Right. You know about the Trinospheres,
right,
and that's your biggest concern.
So, by force, is that actually something you can do?
Yeah, I mean, it's technically something you can do, like the Wipe Away and the Echoing Truth, and then you have the Bifrost as kind of the third option.
Okay. Do you want anything else? Empty, Pyromancer Ascension? I don't know. I'm not sure I do.
On the draw, you're more likely to get Stone Rained.
Like,
You might just try for a fast empty hand.
okay.
I don't hate empty in this matchup.
Do you want Lightning Bolt for the mana creatures? He plays 6.
Not really. Lightning Bolt is more for when you expect graveyard hate and you kind of want to grave shot more easily. It comes into more matchups when you have more pieces of the puzzle. In this pieces light build, I expect you board in Lightning Bolt kind of more seldomly than you'd see Caleb Shearer or Paul Muller doing when they have the 4 pieces.
Okay.
Lightning Bolt also does nothing if the accelerant is Utopia Sprawl, and you have no control over that. So you're just introducing more variance into the matchup when you board in Lightning Bolt.
Seven cards each. Start it out. First question, does Andrew keep on 7? He's got to keep a hand that plays, that has some play against Storm. If he just has a run-of-the-mill hand, it's like a lock to lose, so you see him shipping.
Yeah, there's matchups like Tron, where anything with Stone Rain and 3 lands is probably fine.
It's like if he doesn't see one of his sideboard cards, he just has to ship, right?
Yeah, you need to have either one of your main deck Lightning Bolts or one of your sideboard cards. It's tough to even... I guess with this deck, you're going to keep any turn 2 Stone Rain hand, and you can hope that's good enough.
Would you keep any turn 3 Bloodbraid? I mean, it can always hit your sideboard card.
Turn 3 Bloodbraid, that one's way more dicey.
Yeah. On 6, you probably do.
Yeah, well, when you start looking at 6-card hands with this hand, has a lot of elements of a ramp deck where your composition just causes your mulligans to be kind of poor.
Yeah, you just keep all your 6s if you can.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Andrew on 6. Dylan has kept on 7. Andrew contemplating the 6. He went to 5 game 1 as well. Not sure on this one.
He's not excited about it.
No. And he keeps. Scry's on top. And they're ready to go. Doesn't really matter. He had a fetch land. So turn 1, fetch land, Arbor Elf.
That's a good start.
That's why he saw the quick Scry decision. He knew it didn't matter.
Yeah. Snap this card around, whatever.
Serum Visions from Dylan. Off Spire Bluff Canal. So could see a turn 2 Blood Moon. Cause some damage here. Unless Dylan has a basic island in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Ideally, he'd just fetch up island on turn 1.
The deck is heavier than some, though there are only 3 basic islands in the deck.
Yeah.
You see other builds of Storm playing 4.
But only green mana for Andrew. Check that. Here's Utopia Sprawl. He can make that turn 2 Blood Moon. It's not a turn 2 Blood Moon. Another Sprawl.
Ooh.
Look at this mana. Tap. He's going to untap that, so he has 1 mana floating. Both Sprawls are on red. So 4 mana. Stone Rains the Spire Bluff Canal. Boom. He's only got 1 card left, but he's got 7 mana. Top deck Inferno Titan makes this easy.
I don't know if it even makes it. Okay. Never mind. Everything's
Dylan
very
discards
easy.
to hand side. Okay, well, I mean, Andrew, I think his last card's a land, so Dylan has some time. If Andrew draws anything, attacks for 1. He's on a clock. Another Arbor Elf. Andrew has so much mana. He just doubled his clock.
2 Arbor Elves. You're on notice.
Another discard for Dylan.
Yikes.
Okay. Andrew's looking for a finisher. Not yet. Dylan does 17. What a weird game. Trinisphere. Okay, that's...
All right, you can concede now.
That's going to do it.
We don't need to see anything else here.
Does Dylan want to... Yeah, I mean, maybe if he draws 3 running lands...
Yeah, so you can get
Goblin
Stone Rain. So you
Electromancer.
expose a land so you can get Stone Rained.
Yeah. I like Panza. This game is good. This is...
You can concede anytime you want. Just whenever.
I'm going to turn 2 Stoner you to make a Trinisphere. That's good. I hope he never draws another threat and he just wins with these Arbor Elves.
Well, that's not what's happening.
Okay, that Inferno Titan's going to probably do it.
You are now mathematically dead. You should concede. You will get killed by Inferno Titan before
turn,
you have 3 lands.
It's just next turn, actually. You make all this red. You make 4 red mana.
What are you doing, Dylan?
And making him show me.
Yeah, let's see if you can navigate this one.
I guess, yeah, that 13, yeah, that's a 13-point Inferno Titan swing. Swing, 3, Dylan goes to 10, pump red, pump red, pump red, pump red, 10U, game 3. You see that smile on Andrew Wolbers' face there? That's every Ponza player ever. Okay. It's like, I got you good.
How'd your match go?
You didn't play anything.
Well, they kept a one-lander, and I stone rained them.
You had no cards in play. Just nothing. Just full nothing.
The perfects.
Yeah, Dylan's just close. Almost had it.
Yeah. If I drew like 4 more lands, I might have been able to cast 2 spells.
All right, so going to go to a third deciding game. Wolbers has tied it up. He's going to have to win one on the draw. We'll be back with that game in just a minute. All right, so game number 3. When you're playing Storm, do you just have to ship one-landers in case that happens?
No.
Okay. But it might happen.
He had Serum Vision, Scry 2 to the bottom. I assume the hand had a couple of their blue cantrips, but you have to control a land to cast those.
He didn't even beat his 6-card hand.
Well, who could beat 1 Stone Rain?
And a Trinisphere?
Oh,
It's
I mean,
too much.
He didn't beat the
wasn't-
1 Stone Rain.
Yeah, I guess the Trinisphere also came down a lot later.
Yeah. The game was over before the Trinisphere happened.
Dylan's on 7. Oh, it's a smiling 7. Andrew's mulligan to 6. That must mean it's a good 7.
I think it's a bluff. I think it's a one-lander, and he's going to get Stone Rained out of the finals.
So Andrew kept that hand. I was going to say, they didn't have a Trinisphere in it, so it was just some Utopia Sprawls. It was, and Stone Rain?
Yeah, that's like above average.
Okay.
It had a Stone Rain.
I mean, what if everyone just, like, has lands?
I don't know how any deck beats
What if,
that.
I mean, what if Dylan's hand just had lands in it? How would, I don't know.
That would change things.
Yeah, I mean,
that
Stone
would
Rain, the Stone Rain and Arbor Elf beats might not have gotten there.
would change the texture of the game. He did end up hitting the Trinisphere.
Yeah, like after, what was it, 3 turns of Arbor Elf beats?
It was a few enough number of turns where Dylan's not like a lock to combo.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Dylan can combo through a Trinisphere. He probably has to bounce it.
Yeah, you got to deal with that one.
Now
Your rituals are 0 on mana.
Wolper's going to 5 here, though. I mean, he has the number of things he can keep in this matchup are pretty small.
Yeah.
Too many of his hands, you look at them and just say, that'll never win. And you draw into it and just like, that'll never win.
3 mana creatures that attack and block.
Like, yeah, some Arbors, some lands, and an Inferno Titan. Like, that will never win.
Nope. Doesn't feel good to go out this way, though.
No.
On 5, on the draw, in a bad matchup.
Hey, he's going to get him. You just wait. It's going to make it that much better. Don't know how it's going to work, but it's going to happen.
It's certainly more satisfying when you overcome odds like this.
All it takes is 1 Blood Moon. 1 Stone Rain. A 1-lander.
Yeah. If Dylan's hand is terrible, And Wolbers' hand is well above
It
average.
just needs to be like terrible in a selective way, right? So like if it's, oh, all the lands are duals, and then he just turned 2 as a Blood Moon, and you're like, heck, gotcha. And you just like, Dylan doesn't have Manamorphosis.
Yeah, Manamorphose, Brawl, still combo you.
All right, Serum Vision's off what I bet his basic island is going to take that one off the table.
Uh-oh.
No, Steam Vents.
Uh-oh.
Why would you do that?
You are tempting the fates, Dylan.
That's just, oh, don't do that. No, I mean, he probably has an island in planned. Sorry, Serum Vision's turn 1 here for Dylan. Kirkpatrick draws here in a scry of 2. See another Steam Vents in hand. Pyromancer Ascension picked up there. Looks like those have coming out of the sideboard. And why not? Danner doesn't really have graveyard hate.
Yeah, that card is fine.
Yeah, that's fine. But you better make sure you have a basic. Both bottom. Passes to Andrew.
I'm going to see some land go. Or are we lining up for the turn 2 Stone Rain?
Turn 1 Utopia Sprawl, so yeah, turn 2 Stone Rain's online. Likely naming red. I don't think they really name green with
No.
that card. Turn 2 another shock. Okay, that's dangerous. We are definitely soft to Blood Moon.
Correct. Soft-ish. Soft adjacent.
Yeah, all you have to do is play a Manamorphose and things are okay. Pyromancer Ascension, perhaps? Or leaving up Remand. He has Repeal in hand.
It's like a time walk.
Yeah, if he doesn't have a basic island, I don't like that first turn at all. He's going to make Goblin Electromancer and says go. A lot of good 2-mana plays, but Blood Moon could get him.
Well, once you already have Electromancer in play, you're pretty good at comboing without blue mana.
Yeah, you don't technically need blue mana to combo.
Mhm.
Blue mana just finds you the combo. The combo's all red.
Right.
All right, what do we have on Andrew's side? Another Utopia Sprawl. Does he have something that messes with some mana?
Stone Rain.
Just
Nothing.
passes.
He is on 5.
Yeah, he is. And now this is... You just let your Storm opponent untap with an Electromancer. You got to be concerned. And here's Scalding Tarn, and he attacks for 2. So blue mana is set up.
Yeah, we're on the beatdown plan.
I think Kirkpatrick also has a Repeal, so even a Trinisphere is something that can be overcome now.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to start loading up value with Pyromancer Ascension.
Yeah, I'll need another land to repeal a Trinisphere. And it has to be a land because you can't ritual anything. Oh, because even with Electromancer in play, a Trinisphere causes you to spend at least 3 mana. Actually, you can repeal it with 3.
Yeah, because X blue and 3 discounts down to 3, and Trinisphere doesn't care.
That's a weird interaction. Trinisphere always makes everything weird.
Trinisphere always wins. That's the shortcut I give from players. You know, it's really hard to get less than 3 with Trinisphere.
Dylan fetched Basic Mountain.
What are you doing?
He's
asking to be Blood Moon.
He's just being rude.
Why would you? Okay. Gonna cast Desperate Ritual. Wait, maybe we're comboing. Maybe that's what's happening. Desperate Ritual into another Pyromancer Ascension. He's got another Desperate Ritual in hand. Cast that. Counter on both Ascensions. It's the 3rd spell of the turn, and then he just says go.
That is not.
I don't get it, Ryan.
It's not an inspiring turn.
I mean, I like getting counters on my Ascensions, but I feel like we could do that whenever we wanted.
Correct.
Well, either way, if those Ascensions turn on, it's not going to matter. 2 active Ascensions is real good for Gift Storm. But Wolbers going to try to recover. Here's Chandra. He'll -3 at shoot down. The Electromancer says go. Back over to Dylan. 1 card in hand. So Wolbers makes Misty Rainforest and then says he can go.
And just repeal left over for Dylan?
Grape Shot. We'll shoot down the Chandra. Cheeky play, but it works.
What is happening and why?
What's the card in Dylan's hand? Like, what are we doing?
What have we done everybody involved, the players, the viewers, you and I,
What card isn't castable?
to be tied up in a game such as this.
I really hope Dylan's card isn't like Gifts Ungiven, because then I really want that ritual back.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's the repeal. It's the repeal.
Drawing Gifts Ungiven would be unfortunate from here.
Yes. Yes, it would.
That's why they pay me the medium bucks.
Well, Andrew Wolbers is making his way up to 5 mana. Might see an Inferno Titan. As he shocks to 6. I think we might... Yeah, there he is. Dylan down to 11. Ryan, the Titan might do it.
You can't repeal that one.
Next turn, I think it attacks for lethal. Yeah,
9,
it does.
10, 11, 12.
Yep.
12 is higher than 11.
Repeal targeting Utopia Sprawl. That's not going to matter. Dylan draws. It's Baral. Passes back. I think Ponza's done it. What happened?
How?
I don't know. His cards didn't do anything.
This is a 5-card hand against a 7-card hand.
I don't know. Storm had about 6 turns to combo and just couldn't.
Modern All-Star Inferno Titan. How do you ever beat that?
You put Utopia Sprawl back down. I see 3 sources of red. Titan attacks for 6. Triggers for 3, red for 3 more. Anderson add Bloodbraid Elf just to keep it going. Cascades into Tireless Tracker. That's enough damage.
Yeah.
Here's a swing. It's 12. That's the match. Andrew Wolbers Ponza's your champion. 2-1 defeats Dylan Kirkpatrick. Takes both sideboarder games.
Wow. Andrew
On
Wolbers.
5 cards hand on the draw against Storm.